Oh my, oh my, oh my. Welcome back to Chasing the Target. What a day of cricket. We had a triple header. I cannot believe my eyes. Netherlands beating South Africa. Netherlands beating South Africa. I repeat, Netherlands beating South Africa. And that means India and Pakistan have qualified for the semifinals. I'll be very honest with you. I did not see this coming even one bit or zero point 0.1 thing. Maybe Zimbabwe beating India. We will discuss that. But this I never saw coming, but Vinny, man, what do you make of this crazy day?
What I don't know what just happened. We were just laughing about it at one point when the wickets were going on, and then we got serious that Pakistan has a chance to go in now. At one point, we were like, "What the hell is just happening?" We didn't know what was going on and stuff. And that Miller
Yeah.
wicket, like everything was like done. At that point, we were like, "Oh shit, Pakistan is in now."
Suddenly, everything, my whole life changed. In the beginning of the game, if you remember,
Yeah,
I kept saying NGD too short, Rabada too full. I kept messaging that. I don't know if you saw
yeah,
that, right? And
yeah.
at that time, I still thought South Africa will cruise. It wasn't like I was saying, oh, Netherlands is going to win. I thought South Africa was going to cruise. That Van der Merwe catch, we can talk more about it in the eye test, but that
Yeah.
completely changed the momentum of the game. And two things I found strange from South Africa was. One was the way they bowled. Also, the second thing was why they bowled first. I don't understand when you're playing in the on this pitch. I felt that Sean Pollock said in the pre-match. I was listening to him and he said that it's a dry pitch. It's going to turn. It's going to be difficult to bat as you go on. Of course, it's a day game, so there's no dew. So I was very confused with why South Africa bowled first, and after that, just everything went wrong. The way they both their lines and then see they're too full, too short. The way they batted, they just choked, man. And I understand when they're playing bigger teams and they choke, but this was not acceptable. So yeah, your thoughts.
Yeah, the kind of bowling that Ngidi and Rabada were doing, like we were like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they not showing an intent to win? They're taking it too light or something. Like that's how we felt, I think. And I think Nokia bowled really well in that sense. 4 overs, 10 runs, and Maharaj did chip in and stuff. But yeah, overall their bowling, they were just not bowling any lineup. They didn't look like the side that beat India or. Like the side that were actually like too strong or anything. Like
Yeah.
they looked very mediocre on today or yesterday against Netherlands. I don't know. It was what they were taking it very lightly or something. It like I don't know what it was. The body language was not there at all for me. And then. Yeah, the start Parnell gives, it wasn't his best of starts that he usually gives. And then Rabada, I don't know what he was doing in while bowling and stuff. And I think everyone like none of them scored big in the Netherlands batting lineup. Everyone chipped in like good 30,
From
40
the
runs
start,
here and there. Yeah, from the
yeah,
start, exactly. And everyone just kept on chipping and chipping and chipping. I think Tom Cooper accelerated a little bit. But
a
apart from
nice
that,
ball.
everyone, and Ackerman at the end finishing off the innings and stuff, everyone just chipped in. And I think it was just a combined team effort. They were just trying to be in the game. And the best thing that happened for Netherlands because of this win, they are through for the next World Cup.
Yeah, and you saw they needed Pakistan to win the game against Bangladesh for them to
Yes.
go through. So I don't know if you saw the exchange of
Yeah.
words on the pitch. I think they showed it on the social media that we did our job, now it's your turn. And the Netherlands guy was like, he reminded all of us that they also had something at stake, and Pakistan did return the favor. But man, speaking of this, they must be thanking the stars. I don't know how it feels to be in that situation because there is no way. I think Pakistani fans themselves didn't think that this would happen. They're probably already preparing. The only hope they had was the Zimbabwe game because Zimbabwe beat Pakistan, so they thought maybe they can do something against India. India also have not been playing great cricket, so this no one expected. And from Pakistan's point of view, they went there, did the job again. Some dodgy decisions, umpiring calls were the Sakib decision was horrendous. I don't know how that is even possible,
Yeah.
but. Pakistan had that. You can clearly tell they had the momentum, and now, man, going into the semis is going to be a different beast. It's not going to be that
What's
Pakistan.
the most surprising element in the Pakistan bowling was they gave Chachu overs and held back Nawaz.
Yeah.
They didn't bowl Nawaz, and that was very shocking to me. The entire tournament, Chachu hasn't bowled much at all, and Nawaz has been touted, and they even gave him the last over against India. And
Yeah.
now Nawaz is not even bowling; he's playing as a mainstream batsman, and someone
Yeah.
like Chachu is actually coming in to bowl. So I don't know
It
what.
was because of the left-handers winner, because of the left-handers in the.
I understand, but still, like Nawaz being your frontline bowler, he was one of your frontline bowlers in the starting
They
few
don't
games, and
trust
now
him.
he's not even bowling.
After that, Axar Patel, when he came at number four, they don't trust him against left-handers. It's just clear. Same thing with India. I feel they also do that.
Yeah, so I don't know what exactly is happening, what's going on in that regard, but he's playing as a mainstream batsman. He's playing much better than some of the mainstream batsmen that are playing there. But
Yeah.
yeah, shockers, like few shockers just today.
Yeah, man, this was like next level shock. I still don't know what to make of it, but let's go into the eye test and talk a bit about the individual performances.
Yeah.
Let's start off with that catch, man. The Vandermeer catch in the first game that completely changed the momentum because even it was like what 14, 15 overs there, 112, 113, and the way he took that against his former team, he used to play for South Africa. Uh, you know,
Exactly.
and everyone was saying he's been playing since when, like 2007, 8 IPL. I remember him playing clearly. So
Yeah.
it's been a long time that he's playing,
He's
and
40, more than 40.
oof, and
He's
to
40
run
years old or something right now, if I'm not
run
wrong.
like that and take a catch like that, man. I know that he has experience, but the athleticism he showed, I was
Yeah.
shocked. Your thoughts on the catch?
That catch, he's actually 37, sorry.
Yeah,
Uh, I just checked his age. He's 37 years. And I don't know what was going on in his mind at that point because it was a backward running catch. It's never
yeah,
easy when you're running backwards, right? It's above your head. It's the sun is right there. He's not wearing any glasses,
yeah,
right? And the way he twisted his body to take that catch at the end, I don't know. It
yeah.
was instinctive. It was instinctive. All what it was, I don't know, but it was probably one of the catch of the tournaments for me.
Incredible catch, and वहां से पूरा पलट गया game, and everyone
Exactly. You
you
could
could
see that
that's
on David Miller's face also. The way he was like so shocked and he was so pissed at that shot
yeah,
that he played. Right? They were what 112 and 15.2. They needed another 40 runs,
yeah,
and almost like a runner ball at that point, and that's when the collapse kind of happened.
yeah. That
And
was that
that
catch
was
was
the
the
turning
choke.
point. Yeah.
That catch was the choke, and then was the
Yeah.
slam, and South Africa were out of the tournament. अभी तक मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा because I had South Africa in the semi-finals. I thought they had a quality team.
Everyone
Bowling,
had.
yeah.
Everyone had before this game.
No, there are some people who did say India Pakistan will go through. To be very fair, a lot of people were backing India Pakistan to go through, but I had South Africa. I don't know who between India and Pakistan, but I had South Africa for sure, and I'm very very shocked. And they were through, man. Like again, that Zimbabwe rain thing. I don't want to like really delve into that because you still could have qualified if you just beat
Yeah.
Netherlands. If you're going to lose to Netherlands, then you don't have many excuses, right? What
Yeah.
ground I can stand on. But yeah, it's unfortunate in that sense, but in this way, yeah, not acceptable. The next game, the next person I want to talk about is Shine Shafridi, 4 wickets, 22 runs just before the semi-finals. Man, what are we saying, bro? Shine by back in form.
4 wickets today, 3 wickets in the last game. So I think he's coming back into his groove. All the talks about injury and stuff has been shelved a little bit. I understand these were comparatively like easier games compared to like an India and South Africa that he played
Yeah,
against. But even Zimbabwe, he struggled. But after that, I think against
yeah,
Bangladesh and Netherlands, he's picked up those crucial wickets.
yeah.
And let's see. It's going to be an interesting semi-final now against New
Yeah.
Zealand for them.
We'll talk more about that semi-final.
Yeah,
Another guy I wanted to mention in the eye test is Surya Kumar Yadav. Man is sweeping fast bowlers from outside off stump.
I still
That is
can't. I
ridiculous
still
shot.
can't get over that last ball six that he hit.
वो
How
पीछे
can
मारा.
anyone hit? How can anyone hit outside off stump next to the wide line, behind the keeper at
Yeah,
backward?
behind the जो पीछे मारा.
Yeah,
नोटिस करिए एक चीज उन्हें he they brought in they left fine leg back and he hit it over square, the outside
Yeah,
of one shot, and then
yeah.
they brought in square, then he hit it over fine. Then he's just playing around with the bowlers, man.
He's just playing with the field, man. Like honestly, he's in a next level form at this point. The shots that he hits, it's probably defying gravity at this point. That's how he's hitting the ball. But yeah, like he's just in the form of his life. He's at his peak. That's all we
Yeah,
can
and
say.
the thing is, he started his Indian career when he was 30, he was 32 now, and this
Yep.
is his peak. But the credit, you can talk about the past and everything, but credit to the management that they backed him, because we've seen even in Australian players, those world class Australian sides, they used to start the career at 30, 31 as well. Like for international for Australia, they used to get their cap 30, 31. Mike Hussey, he played until he was 36, 37. So
Yep.
it's not something new. Of course, fitness has improved, and hopefully he can play longer, but it's not something new that you start your international career at 30. And he's really shown maturity and all the domestic experience, the hard work, the grind, the grit to come into the team. It's paid off now. Kya shot khel raha hai. I think he's the best uh, batsman right
All
now
round
in
match.
the
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah. In the
Yeah,
tournament.
no one knows where to bowl to him at this point. Like, if he gets out on his own mistake, trying too many shots. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's no bowler at this point in the world that can easily say that I can get Surya Kumar Yadav out at any given point.
Surya Kumar. Yeah, the thing is, you can get his wicket because उन्हें एक दो shot ज़्यादा खेल लेता कभी,
Exactly.
and he will give you the wicket. But
Yeah.
when he gets going, you don't know what to do. Like if he's in form,
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
जहाँ भी ball डालो उठा के फेंक दे रहा है stadium के बाहर. And
कुछ
I
भी
honestly,
कहीं से कोई भी शॉट मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहा है लाइक ही
yeah,
डजंट वी डोंट नो वेयर ही इज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हिज शॉट्स फ्रॉम टू बी
because that
ऑनेस्ट
that that outside off ball is actually a good ball, wide Yorker, right? But
Yeah.
he's moving all the way there and sweeping it is just
People hardly take singles in that ball. That's
yeah,
how it
exactly.
is.
So unbelievable. He was that I want to talk about, and maybe if you just want to do talk about Ashwin, that your live a much better performance. He started off very expensive, but did take 3 wickets. He came back well after getting hit initially, and that will give
Yeah,
him some.
some
Yeah,
positives
again, I want to
definitely
see a leg
from this
spinner,
game.
man. India is lacking a leg spinner. That might cost them in
Yep.
the semi-finals, finals.
Against England, it might not be. Against England, I don't think they'll be missing a leg spinner, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it'll be a better matchup, especially for someone like a Livingston. But for most of the other batters, like, I believe I have probably, I don't know if I should hold it for the fresh of the press, but there are some doubtful names that are there for England. So I don't know who's going to come in if that's the case for them. And let's see, like Ashwin could be a good matchup because there are a lot of left-handers in England, so that might be a possibility.
Yep.
Before I did want to talk about two other people. Like I'm not too keen to talk about India's Zimbabwe today because that was more of a one-sided game. What I wanted to talk about was Pakistan's innings actually. The way Mohammad Haris has come in and taken the Pakistan team with the fire that he has. I know he looks like a batsman. He's like, you bowl me a ball, I'll hit you for a six every ball. That's how he
बहुत
looks like
confident है
at this
उसको, I
point.
don't know, एकदम से
Yeah,
आके
exactly. He just came fresh off the scene, like fresh off the press, just like
yeah,
that.
fresh
He
off the
came.
press.
He
That's
just came off.
unbelievable, man.
He's
Also,
in next level.
and he came as a reserve. उसको शान
Yeah,
मसूद था, फखर जमान था, उसके बाद Mohammad Haris was like the third choice. He came in reserve. He wasn't even in the 15.
exactly. And from where he came, no one knows. And the way he's come, all guns blazing, he looks like the most confident batsman that they have in their team at this point. And
Yeah.
I do want to compliment Shan Masood in this innings, especially because the
Yeah.
way when Mohammad Haris and Shan Masood were actually batting, the way they were running between the wickets was what caught my eye. They were easing on those runs, and that's something that we do not associate with Pakistan, especially when it's done that way. But it's just Like mm, it's something that that's out of the ordinary, and that's something that they would be really happy about going into the semifinals and stuff, and that's going to be a really good thing.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you there. Mohammad Aris is really like stepped up a gear, and he's making up for those slow starts. If you see again, Rizwan struck rate 100, Babar 75.75. So actually, the top order is now banking on the middle order to get the runs, and they're getting it at a better strike rate. They're scoring more boundaries. That, like you said, running between the wickets is key, and it keeps that run rate going. And credit to Pakistan there for the selecting someone like a Mohammad Haris. I'll be very honest with you. I didn't see them coming into the semifinals after I knew the equation today, right?
Yeah,
Because I thought Africa will win. I thought India will win. But now Pakistan look dangerous, bro. You don't want to be playing Pakistan in the semifinals. For me, they might even
are you
sweep New Zealand.
expecting India versus Pakistan finals?
I honestly, if I look at it on paper, I'm expecting a England versus New Zealand final. If I look at it just on paper, right? But the emotion, the fans that are going to be in the ground, it's going to be Pakistan one-sided, and the other one is going to be India one-sided, and it's going
Yeah.
to be that's going to play a part. It's going to put pressure on the likes of New Zealand and England, and the raw momentum that these two teams have might take them into the final. But I still feel it's a very tough task for both teams. But now I know
Yeah.
Pakistan, anything can happen. So कुछ भी हो सकता है either way. But if I just look at it man for man, I'm going England and New Zealand. But it might just be India, Pakistan. It might even be Pakistan, England.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I think it's just from gut feeling. I have India versus Pakistan for semi-final for me. But yeah, England, New Zealand. New Zealand is some team that there's the silent assassins, I would call them, because they're
Pakistan have a good record against them, right?
yeah, Pakistan has a good track record, but like New Zealand, you write them off so easily, but they are someone who fight back and always come back,
Yeah,
right? So that's why I call them the silent assassins,
yeah.
right? Where they just silently kill the next person and then move on, right?
Yeah, I think one
So
thing is very tough to predict because I think if you look at it, the subcontinental sides have momentum with them. They have the
yeah,
fans with. Uh, they might have gaps in their teams, but they have individuals who can take the game away. Whereas England and New Zealand looks more solid, settled, but they can crack under pressure, right? If you put them under,
exactly.
no matter
Yeah,
how much batting depth they have, there will be that pressure. So I'm not going to be surprised whichever way the game goes. And it's very difficult to predict. And that's what you want. You want four really good teams, whether it was Pakistan, whether it was South Africa, Australia, India, any of these teams. It's going to be that kind of semifinals where you don't know what's going to happen. And that's what you want to see, right? If it was like maybe Ireland versus England or like Ireland versus India, it would have been a different thing. But right now, these four semifinals are more evenly matched. But I'm still tipping England and New Zealand just in terms of strength, man.
the only reason why I'm tipping more towards India against England at least is they're playing in Adelaide. So Adelaide being a
Backyard, bruv.
backyard plus it's more of a slower ground compared to the other two grounds.
Yeah.
So I think India might be better suited in terms of probability in that regard.
Same thing with Pakistan. I think if you look at the Sydney,
Sydney. Yeah.
it is turning. If you win the toss, and they're going to bat first, and if Pakistan do bat first and post 160, 170, they can put New Zealand under good pressure, man.
Yeah. And it's a
One,
turning wicket, so you
yeah,
cannot count out Santner and Sodhi
and
over
Sodhi,
there.
yes. Maybe
Right?
toss will be more important in Sydney.
Yeah.
It could be right.
Yeah.
Toss, Jo Jita
They're
will have.
evenly matched up. They're evenly matched up. I think England has a stronger batting lineup compared to India.
Yeah,
Bowling wise, also it's more balanced compared
yeah.
to India. But overall, package wise and the momentum wise, India is better suited against England on this ground.
Yeah, we'll discuss more of the semifinals. We have like
Yeah.
2 days to go into it. I just want to, before we get into fresh off the press, I just want to ask you, for you, like the group stages overall, if you can just summarize it, like let me make it easier for you. Like, what was your like, surprising moment, your favorite team, your favorite,
Everything. Everything
every
was surprising. There
which
was never a time when it was like clear winners or it was even though rain played a spoil sport in a lot of games,
it
it was
added to the
probably the
excitement of
most it was probably the most interesting
group
group
stages.
stage of any tournament that we witnessed. I think So many close games, so many nerve-wracking games, so many upsets, so many last ball victories. Like it had it all. It had a full popcorn-worthy movie that we saw.
Yeah, is Zabardast. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it, and I think the rain actually added to the excitement because nahi malum kya ho raha hai, and this situation
Exactly.
wouldn't have happened if the South Africa Zimbabwe didn't get washed. This situation would happen, and hopefully, I think the weather will stay clear. I just hope it stays clear now because the summer is starting in Australia, and I
Yeah.
haven't checked the weather in Adelaide and Sydney and Melbourne, but I'm hoping it's
And this is
pretty.
probably the first time in an IC tournament when before the last day, even before the last ball, last game of the tournament, of the group stage, no one knew who's the top four teams to actually qualify. This is probably the first time that ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, it went down to the wire. That's what you want
Yeah.
as the audience, and I think the majority of the cricket fans will be super excited for India and Pakistan
Yeah.
have qualified, and they're probably praying for a final. But we've seen in the past when you want this, it rarely happens. One was 2017 Champions Trophy. One time it was 2007. Will it happen in 2022? Only time will tell. Vinay, let's move on to fresh off the press, and we don't have fantasy picks this today, so it'll be a shorter episode.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that closer to the semi-final. So let's go with fresh off the press. Do you have any news on if anyone has chartered flights that we can take to Australia just for like a couple days? Plan, bro.
I'm not sure about the charter flights, but David Milan looks doubtful for the semi-final.
Big
That was rest of the press. That's something that could be a big loss for England. The stability that David Milan gives in between there.
No, no,
Was,
Mekhela, he couldn't walk onto the field right yesterday,
yeah,
so he didn't even come to bat, and they managed. He was number one. I know where you're coming from. He was number one batsman in the world. He's been a key figure in this England T20 side, but I think उन्होंने manage कर लेते हैं उसके बिना, even though it
but
is a
who
bit
do they bring in? Who do they
huh?
bring in? Who do they
Uh,
bring in? Do they bring in Phil Salt, Liam David, Dawson? They have two other players. I
full
forget.
salt, say no more, bro.
Phil Salt?
Yeah, yeah.
I
फुल
don't
शॉट आएगा तो
know.
पागल कर देता उन्हें, जबरदस्त मारता, स्पेशली पावर प्ले में अगर जल्दी विकेट उखड़ गई हेल्स या उसकी, he'll come and smash it, bro. You saw in the
There's
100
Luke Wood
others
and Richard Gleeson.
fully
Sorry,
burned. And who?
Luke Wood and Richard Gleeson.
No, Uncle Phil. Baby. Richard Gleeson is the bowler. I'm going.
Yeah,
Luke is also left-arm bowler. I'm
and
going with
there's James Vince.
Vince is an
No,
option. No, Jim Vince
yeah,
not there.
Vince is I think just a traveling
Vince McMahon, baby.
substitute.
He
Yeah,
could come in
reserve.
into the squad, but they're going Phil Salt, bro. I'd say no more. I think they will go Phil Salt, and he's
Salt. Yeah, good
he's a
shout
good,
in that regard.
yeah, he's a
But
good
then,
shot.
do you play Phil Salt open or Alex Hales open?
Alex Hales open, Phil Salt one down. If your early wicket goes, you're practically opening anyway, so it's fine. You
Yeah,
don't have to think about it. And the only thing is that the left hand, right hand will be a bit disturbed, but they could also play Ben Stokes one down and
yep,
drop down to two down. They have with England, you can keep changing things,
yeah,
but that.
exactly. They have enough batsmen.
Yeah. मैं क्या रहता मालूम इंग्लैंड में even New Zealand to a certain extent when you try different things sometimes in a pressure situation if it doesn't come off done you're eliminated and one thing though that England have that which they didn't have last year was good death bowling and they have that now.
Yeah.
Sam Curran is providing that with Mark Wood and that will be India's test. Any other news that you had in terms of
The biggest news was South Africa exiting. I guess everything died based on
Abuma,
that.
Abuma back on his flight. Any and memes you enjoyed today was crazy, man. क्या क्या की हो रहा था? वो देखे the Maskalandar song Shahrukh Khan.
Yeah,
He was Pakistan, and then the other two were India, England, and suddenly
yeah.
enters. It's too good, man. It was crazy. I think the biggest news is that Pakistan are in the semifinals. That's like fresh off the press news.
Like no one expected, and everyone gave up. I'm waiting for Momin to make his next video and see
Oh
what
yeah,
he
वो
actually
तो
says.
पागल हो जाएगा. Like probably like no one
He
was
was at the
expecting.
airport trying to buy a ticket before
Yeah.
the game, and now he's gonna probably stay back and I'm waiting for the next video that he's gonna come out with.
But from Pakistan's point of view, they'll probably, of course, they will be excited. They have the momentum and everything. Not from Pakistan's point of view. If I look at it from New Zealand's point of view, New Zealand should go confident into this match, man. I don't think they should be
Yeah.
worried that much. They're playing exciting cricket. Yes, they lost to England, but apart from that, they're playing good quality cricket. And the experience that they've garnered in knockout tournaments, honestly, Pakistan is also now getting that experience, especially this team. This is their second semi-final in a row in 2 years that they're in the semi-finals. But New Zealand have played so many matches, so many ICC tournaments, and this group have played so much together that they should be confident going into the semi-finals.
I would highly say that New Zealand are the other chokers that we have in cricket, apart from South Africa, because South Africa chokes in group stage. New Zealand chokes mostly in the knockout stages. Typically, if you notice, like most of the knockout tournaments, somehow or the other, New Zealand just comes into the knockout tournaments and somehow just chokes at the end, right?
Yeah.
You like no one talks about it that much compared to what is talked about for South Africa, but I think New Zealand are the other choker, so they don't come in that kind of attention that other teams get, but it is something for them to actually look into and probably just play their natural game.
Yeah, we have our first question of the day. SAH, sir, thank you so much for joining, and so thank you for asking your question. Is that saying why are Pakistan being so adamant with Babar Rizwan opening when they keep rest of the order flexible? I think because they've been opening for the last 2 years. They have that chemistry now. They understand each other when running between the wickets. It's just that they're both not in form right now. It's very simple.
Yeah.
You can change it, but maybe they just don't want to change it right now, especially going into a semi-final. They trust their batsmen. They've been their top two players in T20 cricket. Yes, strike rate has been an issue, but if you look at it overall, even in the last World Cup, it was this pair that got them to the semi-finals. Even in the Asia Cup, it got them to the finals. But then they messed up. Yes, they will make mistakes. They will learn, and hopefully they do improve. But I think now who would you open with, right? Like it's not Fakhar Zaman didn't really impress. As in
Fakhar Zaman's gone, so that's why Mohammad Haris is in the squad.
Even when he was there, he didn't really impress. Like he was not fully fit, so that's why he was gone.
He
Now,
played one game. He played one game, and they rushed him into the squad. And
Yeah,
you kind of saw what negative impact came because of that.
yeah. So I don't think they have any options. These are your openers. It's the same thing like KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma. They weren't as consistent either, but you're gonna stick to them. You're not gonna change them in the middle of the tournament. You can take that big risk, but again, the senior players also. It's not like you're just removing a young guy who's inexperienced. The two senior players, and I don't think now also if you do switch them, then it'll disturb someone like a Haris Mohammed or a Shan Masood who are now comfortable playing in the mid order. They know what their role is right now. If you're going to mess with that, then it might affect their performance. So better than that, you stick with your two openers and you bank on them to fire for you. Now it's Babar's time to shine, right? Like, or Rizwan, one of them, it's their time to accelerate. And also the fact that the middle order is performing should give them that license to hit. I don't mind if they don't get runs in the semifinals, but I don't want them to consume deliveries unless it's a small target, right? Because you're going to put a lot of pressure over there. Just play some attacking cricket and go with it. Maybe change your mindset a bit, but you don't need to change your personnel.
To be honest, the only person right now, just answering that question, that who can replace or come for Babar, or probably Babar might go down one down in that regard, but the only player who can probably come there is Mohammad Haris. No one else in the current lineup that they have. But they don't want.
वही बोल रहा हूँ उसको भी अगर ऐसा ऊपर नीचे कर दिया एकदम से नया बॉल दे दिया even though he's coming a bit early but उसको एकदम से अगर opening करा दिया for example if they're playing in a packed
it can easily backfire. Yeah, absolutely.
It can backfire. So I don't think you जैसा चल रहा चलने दो like रहता वो like not everybody is going to perform and you see even in the Pakistani media they're so confused with their team because that's how the team plays. They play unpredictable cricket. You have to understand this team they're going to disappoint their fans and they're going to excite their fans. That's how they're going to play their cricket. The same people who were saying that you have to sack Babar Azam, you have to sack the captain, this and that. Now their whole thing is they're talking about we're the most unpredictable team, 92
Yeah,
all over again. So that's my main point here is not what people are saying. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. My point is that this is how Pakistan play the cricket. You have to accept it. Now,
exactly.
who's opening,
Yeah,
who's not opening, they have a set role, just go for it. And they also have the bowling. They have someone like a Shaheen who can protect the top order's run rate. He can protect that by bowling himself the first 2 overs, giving 3-4 runs and picking up a couple wickets, and that's how they can handle that kind of strike rate. And also, bowling will be even more important because now the pitches will be a bit more conducive to spin. It'll deteriorate a bit more. It'll be difficult to play pace. It'll be more important now, and I think these 150, 160 games will be prevalent in the semi-finals, finals, and that's where teams will be under pressure, and that's why Pakistan are in a very good shout because they have an excellent bowling attack.
exactly. And the only good thing that can happen for Pakistan is if they lose an early wicket at this point. That's how it looks, right?
Yeah,
Because if you actually see the way Babar and Rizwan are playing, if they play out, say, 12, 15 overs,
yeah,
then you're not looking at more than 90 runs, which is almost run a ball. And then it
yeah.
becomes very difficult at the end to go even 140 or something,
Mm.
right? Like on a good day, if the bowling is really bad, then they might reach 140 at that point. So I think they are betting on let's lose Babar or Rizwan at this point, because that's how it has been. That's their theme of the tournament at this point. They're not scoring too many runs. Their bowling is definitely backing it up. The highest I think they scored was the 158, where again both Rizwan and Babar got out cheaply, and that's
Yeah.
why probably they reached that 158 mark. But
They hit 170, 180 right against South Africa.
they did. I don't remember that
Yeah,
scorecard
yeah,
to be honest.
180, 180. It was 180 against South Africa.
Oh yeah, Shadab and
South Africa smashed
Ratu
it.
again played,
No, no,
and in that innings also both Rizwan and Babar kind of got out early, right?
yeah.
So I
No,
think that's
I
what
get what
the
you're
team management is also wanting at this point. To be honest,
saying.
uh, I'm not trying to be too critical of them, but it's just that's been the flavor of their team
Yeah.
performance this entire tournament.
The thing is also, you saw how crazy the discourse changes. Before it was they have to play like this because there's no middle order. Now they're saying
Yeah,
you have to change the way you bat because you have a middle order. So it wasn't like the middle order wasn't there. Middle order was always there. Yes, Mohammad Haris is a huge find. He took a lot of people by surprise. I think people even sitting in the commentary box were surprised when they saw him the way he batted. You could see when the shots he were playing, they were just in awe
yeah,
of his shots, and they weren't expecting that. But in general, when you do get exposed, when the middle order does get a chance, you will have moments where you'll play cricket. That doesn't mean that Babar and Rizwan are bad players or anything like that. But right now they're not performing, so someone else will step up. That's how cricket works. When the middle order wasn't stepping up, Babar and Rizwan were stepping up, and it's not always you're going to have a perfect batting lineup. हर team में हर lineup में कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ रहता
exactly. Yeah, and I think the players that Pakistan was backing up, especially in the batting lineup, I think those were the ones who actually failed, and the ones they weren't backing are the ones who actually performed. Like
है.
they backed up
Honestly,
Rizwan, Babar, even Asif Ali, they bagged so much, right? And then
yeah.
bringing Fakar Zaman, rushing him from injury and stuff. I think they bagged these players, and they were the ones who failed miserably this tournament for them. So these are good signs in terms of the players stepping up wherever they can, but at the same point, worrisome for just after this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. And is there anything else you wanted to discuss? If anyone has any questions, please do ask me and Vinay. We are ready to answer your questions. But we've discussed Pakistan in depth. You want to talk anything about India? I know you've been stepping away from the topic right now, but is that the thing you had about Zimbabwe qualifying, bro? Not the Zimbabwe qualifying. Zimbabwe, you had that also. I'll remind you that you said India and Zimbabwe are going to qualify
Yes,
from this
I
group.
did.
You got that completely, absolutely wrong, which is okay. I have no problem with that, but I just want to tell you that you're wrong. But the thing I wanted to ask you is, you were a bit worried about Zimbabwe. So how worried are you about England, man?
I'm definitely worried about England. Like they're probably the favorites going into the game just based on the squad strength.
Thank
But
you, SAH. Thanks for your question, man. Keep asking whatever you have. Yeah,
yeah,
Bolo.
and what like what I was talking about was England. I don't like they have the squad strength, but are they going to play as that unit that they're capable of? That's always a
Hmm.
talking point. So on paper, definitely they're more stronger than India, but India is India, man. Like you can never count them out. Whatever the
You never
team
know
they
what's going
play.
to happen with India, Rohan. कौन सा movie था जल्दी बोलो.
Sorry.
You don't know. You don't know whatever India. What is it? You never know what's going to happen with India, Rohan. कौन सा
This one, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Oh my God! What are
When
you
they were
doing?
traveling in the car, when they were traveling in the car on the bridge,
Traveling, in the car or driving the car?
driving the car, Mr.
Driving or
Uh,
traveling?
Mr. Hrithik Roshan driving the car with
Hectic
Shah Rukh
motion,
Khan.
baby. Hectic Roshan.
Yeah,
But yeah, we were talking about with India. You said that, right? You know what battle that I'm really looking forward to? We'll discuss it more in detail in the next couple of days. It's something that maybe you won't, you'll be familiar with if I tell you this, but maybe you won't think on top of your head. Adil Rashid versus Virat Kohli. I think I'm really obsessed with that kind of that matchup because in the past we've seen Adil Rashid get the better out of him, but now Virat Kohli is finding that magic pack. He has his mojo. He's playing those shots, much more confident now. So that's a battle that I'm really looking forward to.
same with Zampa. If you remember, Zampa versus
Zamps.
Kohli. Zampa versus Kohli. It's always been talked about. It's always been talked about the leg spinner against Virat Kohli. He has definitely hit them out of the park too many times as well. So it's going to be a really interesting battle if it happens.
दुगना दुगना लगान देगा या नहीं देगा नहीं साला हमारे खुद के नीचे रहेगा. It's going to be lagan all over again. How many times you can watch
Whatever,
the for the match, bro?
whatever happens, I'm backing India, man.
Uh,
Call me biased, call me whatever, but I'm backing India.
no, of course, when Sri Lanka is out, you have every right to
Yeah,
support
yeah,
India.
shut up.
Because I want to ask you, it's Thursday. It's going to be
Yeah.
in morning time for you, in the middle of the night, actually. Where are you watching the game? How are you watching the game?
I
Both
I have
matches.
no clue. I have no clue because I have to go to work in the morning. Actually have to go to work, like physically go to work. It's not a work from home day, so I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
The
But
letter I can create for you. I don't know if you remember, there was before the New Zealand versus Australia, no, New Zealand versus South Africa semi-final. These guys in New Zealand, they had like all of them had this letter printed, and they all sent it to their boss saying that, I'm so sorry that I could not come to work today. Tomorrow I cannot come into work. I really hope you understand. This is a very serious matter. I'm on national duty and I have to go and support the Kiwis at the ground. It was just crazy the way like the whole
yeah,
letter. You can write that, but maybe yeah, actually you can because Sunday you're off for the finals. But
yep.
yeah, but
Sunday is definitely something I'm
let me give
gonna
you
be
a
watching out
scenario.
for. Yeah.
You don't even think what kind of question am I going to ask you now. Let me give you a scenario. You have to book now to Australia, and this is good because maybe some of our viewers are thinking of going. I wish I could go, but right now I don't think it's possible. But if people who are thinking in this scenario, do you book your final ticket now and go to Melbourne, or or will it be too late if you wait till Thursday and see what happens? If you're an India or Pakistan supporter,
Whew, that's a tricky
I'm
question,
talking
but
because आप देसी लोग थोड़ा इमोशनल हो जाते हैं, थोड़ा planning वानिंग भी wait कर लेते हैं अब, like the other guys they probably plan from before, but even like England supporters, if they don't make it they'll still go and they'll enjoy the cricket, but देसियां थोड़ा है,
yeah,
right, like biasness रहता है, they want to support the team. What do you do?
honestly, I would book my ticket and go just for the emotional sake. But
Yeah.
I understand the consequences of that as well. So I'm actually surprised what the ticket scenario is at this point for the finals.
What is it?
I don't know. That's
ब्लैक में
something.
मिल रहा है भैया, डालो पैसे पैसा
नहीं, but black में मिल रहा, लेकिन is the ticket sold out already? Because if it
bro,
was any other teams, if it was any other teams going into the finals, I don't think the final would have been sold out.
I'll tell you something. Even what happened last time, the final tickets get sold out. Okay, they get sold out. Then people try to resell it if their team doesn't go. So, for
Yeah,
example, in the Dubai finals, it was Australia and New Zealand. Everyone thought Pakistan will be in the final, right? Which is similar to 2019 when they thought India would be in the final, but a lot of Indian fans got tickets. So what happens there? Either you sell it, but in Dubai it was very difficult to find Australia and New Zealand fans, so they had to come themselves. So
yeah,
the ground was half full by Indian and Pakistanis, including myself. I was there at the ground. So that's what happens. They buy the tickets from before because you get it at a better rate. If you, the longer you wait, then you get it in black and everything, then it becomes double the price. So I think
Are we
people
going to
already
see
have,
a 90,000 crowd
yeah,
for the
100%.
finals?
Even if it's New Zealand, England, you're going to see a 90%, 90,000 crowd.
I doubt if it's a England New Zealand game,
If
then
it's
it'll be
India
90,000.
Pakistan, you're going to see 120,000 crowd. There's going to be 90 inside, 30 outside.
Absolutely.
It's going to be packed. Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
you'll have like outside the stadium, you have a big screen, everything, and yeah, I just hope the Australian, the organizers in Australia and Melbourne have the resources available, because it's going to be mad, bro. And especially after that India Pakistan game, of course, there's always the hype and everything. But when you have a game like that you saw in the group stage, no one was really expecting that. When you see something like that, now people will take flights from Delhi, Bombay, Lahore, Karachi if you have an India
Are
Pakistan.
you expecting a flight from Mumbai for someone?
From Mumbai to
Melbourne, if it's an India Pakistan final?
who are you talking about?
Come on, man. You don't know who I'm talking about?
Where?
Mumbai to Melbourne. They left after India
Shah
versus Pakistan when it was.
Rukh
Uh,
Khan?
who left from Melbourne to go to Mumbai
Yeah.
after India Pakistan game?
Oh, Urvashi Dhulakia. Rotella, sorry.
Rotila. How can you
Urvashi.
forget? How can you
Oh,
forget?
I swear I thought you were talking about Tendulkar or like some legend of the game or something like that. You remember in the T20 World Cup in 2007, India Pakistan final, Shah Rukh Khan came. I
Yep.
think before Om Shanti Om, right after Chak De India.
Shah Rukh
Before
Khan came, Amir Khan came.
Amir Khan was there in 2011.
2011, yes, sorry. 2011 he was there, yes.
Don't confuse yourself, okay?
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
I'm joking, I'm joking. Yeah, so I mean, the hype will be there now. Everybody's thinking of that. I would just say, like, hold your horses. Anything can happen. I won't be surprised if it's India Pakistan. I won't be surprised if it's England New
Who's the
Zealand.
umpire? Who's the
Huh?
umpire? India versus England. Who's the umpire?
Who's the
Biggest
umpire?
question.
Yeah,
Biggest question. Is it Richard Kettleborough?
it could be. I have to see. I didn't see the officials list for the semifinals.
If it's Kettleborough, India might be losing. Just as a track record.
Rasmus score like baby.
No, remember Kettleborough? There's a meme going on, if you don't know about it, that please don't put Richard Kettleborough as an umpire for India games. It was a request kind of done for ICC because if you remember when Dhoni got out, that semi-final, he was the umpire. When India versus Pakistan, India was out. He was the umpire. No, it's going around right now. It's going around as a meme right now that please don't
I love
put
it.
Richard Kettleborough as the umpire against
But
India
for
in
me,
India game.
he's the best umpire in the world, man.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best umpires right now in the world. But it's just a standing request to ICC that
मैंने एक बार वो समझा तो आप अंपायरिंग फैमिली से आते वो बात समझाओ साकिब का क्या हुआ भैया कैसा है आवड़ देती है मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा that is I cannot believe it bro like even look I'm not trying to say it's because it's against Pakistan or it's against for Bangladesh it doesn't matter bro how can you give a decision like that and same thing before also in other matches for other teams very poor decisions.
Honestly speaking, I haven't seen that decision yet.
Please can you see and tell me after?
Yeah, I'll see and tell and discuss with you in the next episode
There
or
will be
something.
you will have a reasoning. I know that there will be reasoning, but I just cannot fathom, man. You can't make this mistakes
I know
like
he
that.
came forward. I know he came forward, and it was on the leg stump. I think it was hitting
The
the
hit
stump.
is
I didn't see.
bad, bro.
I didn't see. Like I said, I didn't see properly. I just
Yeah, no, I
saw like a
know,
quick
you
video.
don't see it,
Yeah.
but it was unfortunate. I don't want to see like. Hopefully, we don't get to see that, but like I'm sure we're going to see mistakes in the
And
semi-finals as well.
was it
But
reviewed? Was the decision reviewed?
that's where you go see. Like again, that's a controversy about that. You have to see the
Okay.
whole situation, and then you'll understand the controversy about the whole thing. I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Okay.
yeah, I just couldn't believe the decision, bro. Hopefully, we get to see better umpiring, but I guess that's part and parcel of the game. You have to accept it. You just don't want to see blatant error, especially when you have technology. Then use it
Yep.
in certain situations. But yeah, Vinay, any questions you have for me, please? You have 5 minutes. Ask me any questions you have. I'm in
All
the
good,
mood to
man.
answer
All
your
good.
questions, bro.
To be honest,
Ask me,
it's
bro.
been an exhausting day.
Ask me.
It's been an exhausting day for both of us, I think. And yeah, it was good to see some upsets, good to see some teams coming in into the semis and stuff. And it's going to be an exciting semi-final on Wednesday and Thursday in Adelaide and Sydney. So everyone stay tuned.
In Australia. All right, thank you so much. It's Thunder Down Under right now. The World Cup is heating up. We have New Zealand, we have England, we have India and Pakistan in the semifinals. On Wednesday, it's New Zealand versus Pakistan. On Thursdays, India versus England. We will get you the previews. We will discuss the next 2 days. We will preview the teams. We look at tactics. We look at the team combinations, captain strategies, and predictions, plenty more. Please do join us. Make sure you like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and whatever questions you have regarding the World Cup, you make sure you can ask us. Yes, Vinay, you wanted to say something?
Sorry, one last question before we sign off.
Yes, Vinay, I'm
Question for
waiting for
the
you to
Question for you as well as question for the viewers. Who do you think is going to be the MVP of this tournament?
ask. Right now, who's in contention, bro? Like I'll tell you straight out, top of my
So
head.
many players are in contention right now.
There's a lot of people in contention. On top of my head, I'll go Sam Curran or Surya Kumar. I'm picking one from the same semi-final, so that one will play the final. So and then let's see if they win the final. But I'm going just because these two have been standout for me from the batting and bowling perspective. Sam Curran, no one has expected him to bowl like that in the death overs. The way he's been bowling, outstanding. His physique, his pace, and everything. It doesn't match to maybe a death overs bowler, but he's क्या जबरदस्त बोल रहा, magnificent bowling, जबरदस्त डाल रहा है उन्हें. So he's one guy who's MVP for me so far, and he can get the MVP if England win this tournament. And Surya Kumar is another guy. The way he's played his cricket, it's reminded a lot of people of someone like a AB playing 360 like that. Of course, AB is on a different level, but Surya Kumar has really lit up the tournament. I think most entertaining batsman right now, and he's been very consistent as well. So he also has a very good shout. Yes, Virat Kohli had probably the best innings of the tournament so far, but Surya Kumar overall has been, I think, the best batsman if you look at it.
In terms of stats, Virat Kohli is leading the charts with 246 runs, followed by uh,
Wow, man, that's surprising.
yeah,
I
Virat
thought,
Kohli has an average of 125 right now in this tournament. Surya Kumar Yadav is number three at this point.
bro, you can.
And
I'll be very honest with you. You can give him MVP just on that one innings. I haven't seen anything like that, bro. Virat Kohli kya chhakke mara. So like you can give him MVP like that, but yeah, Virat Kohli again is someone like that. I just feel that Surya Kumar overall, the shots he's played and everything,
yeah,
that's why he's in contention. But you cannot count Virat Kohli out. Semi-finals, finals against England. If he does pulls off another match-winning performance, then he's in contention as well. So
yeah,
there's a
in
lot.
terms of best batsman right now in the tournament, the only people who are in the race, I feel, Virat Kohli with 246, Surya Kumar Yadav with 225, and then next up would be Mr. Phillips, who is at 195 right now. So uh, let's see what happens in terms of the next best batsman. I think it's all the way down to Shan Masood at 134.
Bowler
The
bowler में विकेट कौन लेने?
bowlers first is I think
Arshdeep, I think. Right?
Sam Curran and Arshdeep are tied with
Yeah.
10 wickets each, and Shadab Khan as well 10 wickets, and Mark Wood with 9. So you have many bowlers there to look out for.
Everybody is involved. Everybody's involved in that.
Mr. Pandya is also there with 8 wickets, with
Wow.
and Mr. Santner with 8 wickets there. So there are a
Hmm.
lot of bowlers who are in contention.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I think I'll go Virat Kohli this tournament.
You're gonna go with Virat Kohli again. You can't argue with that.
Yeah,
That's a very very good shout. Again, we'll have to see who wins the tournament and everything, and maybe think. But the way Virat Kohli is playing another couple fifties, then he's
yeah.
even if India don't win the World Cup,
His
he can.
average is 123 right now in the
Unbelievable.
tournament. 123. That's not.
Yeah.
Uh, that's
खेलेगा
just
ना
a
क्या
remarkable average
यार
because
इंसान
he's
है
been
मतलब
not out couple of innings as well,
यार
right?
यार उन्हें कैसा करता हूँ ना ऐसा 120 एवरेज करते हैं भैया T20
123 average
ऐसा
because he's been
कैसा
not out. How many? 2, 3 innings he's been not out now.
you understand your point, but like this is unbelievable, bro. 120, man. What the hell, bro? In a T20,
Yep.
this guy is ridiculous, man. Like and he's what 34 now. He's closing in. But he's still at his peak. He's still scoring runs, and yeah, it's
Okay,
incredible.
I'm gonna
But
ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you this question. Who do you think is number two right now in terms of batting ranking? You'll be surprised with this name.
Muhammad Haris.
And Mohammad Haris, number of runs. I'm
Oh no,
asking most number of runs. No,
strike
most
rate. I
number
thought
of
you were
runs.
saying strike rate.
No, no, no. I'm
Most
asking about most number of runs in this tournament. Let me tell
you
you,
count.
give
Okay,
you a hint.
are you counting
Let
the
me give you a hint.
first round?
This batsman, yes, this batsman has played
Without
in the
hint
first
में बोल
round.
दिया वो मालूम ही था मेरे को तुम ऐसे ही बोलेंगे when you said surprise.
That's how Cricinfo has it. So tell me.
Thank business, bro. I don't really know, bro. Is it? I don't really know. From Sri Lanka, Netherlands. Uh, is it Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka.
No, Nisanka. Sorry, Pratham Nisanka.
Nisanka is somewhere like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th in the list.
Okay, go second. Who is it?
Max O'Dowd.
Oh my God.
242 runs. 242 runs in this tournament.
Unbelievable, Max O'Dowd, man. Yeah, incredible. He batted really well yesterday as well.
Yeah.
That wraps it up, Vinay. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it's been a hectic day for you, hectic week. All the best for the rest of your weekend. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in the next 2 days. It's building up now. All eyes in the semifinals. We have a couple days break, but we'll get you as much as we can from the latest from Australia. So do stay tuned with us and make sure you like and subscribe. And that's it from me. That's it from Vinay. We are signing out from Chasing the Target tonight. Take care, guys.
Peace out.